MMAfighting.com, and we are here with the main event, the course, Leah McCourt, who takes on Judith Ruiz in the main event, a historic main event at the 3 Arena. You've been all over the TV, Leah. How does it feel, this added media obligation? Are you taking it in your stride? It seems like you did very well yesterday on all the national media.
Yeah, it's obviously a special week. It's emotional. It's great for my team. But at the end of the day, like, I'm just focused on the fight. You know, it is nice and exciting to be the main event, but I just keep saying it's the same fight in the same arena, and I just need to go out and showcase my skill. That's my main goal this week.
You have a very different story than most fighters we've seen from the Emerald Isle. As a mother, you know, you're very religious. A lot of people feel as though you in the main event, you can change the perception of MMA to a certain extent in Ireland. I mean, do you think about the grander kind of implications of you being in this main event and maybe attracting a new fan base to the sport?
Yeah, like I always say, like, I think each of us are given a different skill set, a different gifts to help and inspire other people, and that's what we should use them to do in a positive light. Like, I'm not trying to be, like, I'm no saint, and I have so many flaws, but, you know, I try and be the best advocate for Isabella as I can, and if that brings in a new audience, because I'm a mum, I have a job, I work, I'm like any other mum. You know, I feel like I'm like any other mum, and yeah, people just get interested, and then they start to learn about MMA. Like, I take my ladies' classes, they're from all different backgrounds, and they get educated, and, you know, it's opening up MMA to a wider audience. I think so. I hope so.
You know, it's interesting to hear you speaking about your faith and religion. I don't think I've heard you delve into it that much before, but I was interested to hear.
You're looking for tears now, Pete?
No, but I mean, I found it very interesting that you kind of use it to deal with these situations when you're letting, like, you know, there's always pressure in situations like this, and that kind of helps you nurture yourself through that situation. Has this been a real pillar for you in this last week or so?
100%. Not even this last week. My whole life. Do you know, I've had a hard, like, life has thrown a lot at me, and I feel like that my purpose and what I'm doing now is for a bigger reason than just myself and just winning and money and success. You know, it's like I've been given a path, like nearly a second chance at life to try and I always say everything I do is to glorify God. He's the reason why I'm here, and He's the reason why I have these gifts and opens doors. You know, I go to church. I'm a Christian. I'm not perfect, you know what I mean, Isabel? We go to church every Sunday. Like, I go to the church and sometimes don't want to leave. I just get such peace. And I always say nothing brings me closer to God than fighting, because I rely on Him so much in so many different ways in my life. And backstage before the fight, I can really always feel His presence. People say to me, there's a real presence, Leah, when you fight. And it's like, I can always feel like God's presence with me.
It's amazing. I mean, do you feel as though, like, we were talking to Molly, we were talking to Owen Roddy, we've been talking to a lot of people about this, and we feel as though if everything goes according to plan here, this is a huge star-making moment for you. You know, that everyone's attention is on you here. You go in and do what you do, and it moves your star into a new stratosphere. Like, do you think about that at all, or do you just think about the task at hand?
I don't really, to be honest. Like, I just think about the fight and wanting to perform and showcase my skill and what I sweat and bleed and cry about every day. Do you know, I just want to go in and show the best version of me. And Owen always says, you only ever show 5% of what you're capable of, and I just want to keep bringing that out and keep improving with every fight, because I'm so young in my career and I have so much to learn and so many areas to grow. But as I keep saying, if I just keep leveling up every single camp, every fight, do you know, my potential's going to be unlimited.
You know, we spoke to Molly just this week on Eurobash, and she was kind of comparing you to Katie Taylor. She's a huge Katie Taylor fan, but she believes you can be a star in the same respect as Katie Taylor and put your best foot forward for the sport, for the betterment of the sport in Ireland. How do you feel about comparisons like that? This is still very early in her career, but it must be amazing to hear it, someone like Molly.
No, Katie's the queen. Katie is my idol. Like, I really respect her and look up to her, and how she holds herself as a person and conducts herself. She's honestly just like a complete Irish icon, the best. I just love her so much. I actually met her recently at I did a Belfast Giants game, and I walked through the door and Katie Taylor walked in, and I ran up to her like an embarrassed school guy. I actually said, "I'm your biggest fan."
Your fangirl out a bit.
I said to her, "I'm your biggest fan," and she looked at me. She's like, "Oh, hi." I was so embarrassed that I couldn't even speak. I was like, "Oh my God, Katie Taylor." Yeah.
I know I've brought up Molly a lot here, but I find there's an amazing amount of parallels between your career and hers. You know, she was thrust into a main event very early in her career when she first fought for the title, and she came away winning it, and she believes you're made of the same stuff as she is. She thinks you'll take this all in your stride and you're absolutely going to have your hand raised. But I mean, does it help you to have Molly there so you can actually say, you've been through this? Is it okay what I'm feeling now? That kind of thing?
totally. You know, like her energy last night. I sat up in the hotel waiting for her and Paige to arrive. It was like 11. It was like 11:30. I was exhausted. But I just knew I was going to get like a whole new lease of life when I seen them. Do you know, like my dad's from Liverpool. I go over to. Did have this camp over in Next Generation while Owen was away with the McGregor camp, and they're like my second team over there. I'm just like at home, you know. And when they arrived last night, I was like, oh, energy, like good vibes, just is like the best. And having her to talk to every single day, about 10 times a day, about what I'm feeling, what we're going through it is so special. Like it is a special bond we have.
Does it get overwhelming at all when you think about like this packed out 3 arena and you walking out the main event? I mean, does the thought of that overwhelm you at all at times?
Yeah, definitely. It's an emotional roller coaster. One minute I'm like, is this real life? And then the next minute I'm calm, like, no, Leah, you do this every day. Next minute I'm crying. Next minute I'm excited. Like, it's just the crazy. But, you know, at the end of the day, once my weight's made, once I'm in the zone, I'm always most at peace in the warm-up, because I'm like, I don't have to drive 15 hours today. I don't have to do 20 training sessions. All I have to do is relax and fight. And that's where I'm calm. Whenever all this is said and done in the warm-up before the fight.
Final question, how good is it going to feel to have your hand raised after this?
Oh, I just keep like visualising Isabella in the cage with me, and it's just like, it doesn't feel real. It feels like these good things don't ever happen to me. Is this real? Am I in a dream still? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't seem, but yeah, just I keep visualising Isabella in the cage and after, and you know, it's 15 minutes and I'm going to give it hell, give it everything I've got, so yeah.
Thanks so much, Leah.